the calls coming in. Barry in Bromley's on the line now. Good evening, Barry.
Good evening, Steve. Great show, mate.
Listen, we're between the two of us, Barry. About 3 people haven't picked up the phone, but it doesn't necessarily bother me. But it just means that when I promise to deliver someone like John Murray, and people might tune in for John Murray, and I can't deliver, it makes me look like a liar, and I'm not. I'm a small fibber. I'm a small fibber, not a big liar. Anyway, Barry, what's on your mind?
Yeah, my one's Eubank over Ben.
Yeah.
If Eubank had his measure, all right,
you know what?
Never beat him.
That's a good one, that, because, people were talking about the other ones, Ali and Norton and Marquez and Pacquiao, and that, to me, the Ben Eubank, I didn't think of it instantly. The moment you said it, I went, that's got to be one of the biggest, because you're right, he just couldn't get past him, could he?
Never. I think he'd never beat him, I don't think.
No, well, obviously, Ben would disagree with you, and he'd probably be making his way very fast to Bromley now to track you down.
He used to live in Bromley, so hopefully he ain't coming round.
Shoot, okay, but no, he always, especially the draw, he sort of insists he won that. Well, there wasn't a lot in it. The bottom line is that Eubank was, without a doubt, Ben's bogeyman. One of the reasons why I think that was, Barry, is that Eubank was so deep inside Ben's head.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. And even now that Ben's found religion, and I think he's going off to Australia to preach. That's what I think at the moment. He's waiting for all the visas to come through. Even though he's found religion, he can still lose his cool. He doesn't start swearing or hitting people, but he still loses his cool with Eubank. You can just sense it. It's really amazing.
And the thing the other night about the programme about McLennan.
Baron and McClellan.
It's a shame they never said that he walked out of London Hospital and he was all right. And it was back in America he got the complication.
Whoa, Barry! I tell you what, mate. That is staggering. You said that because
I only learned it from your show.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, mate? No one has talked about that.
And that was the downfall of that programme the other night. The British doctor saved him, and it was the Americans that messed him up.
You know what? You are so absolutely right. That I've been talking about this for about 10 years or so, okay? And people are saying, it's terrible, he's blind, he's deaf. If he'd have stayed here, if he'd have stayed in London, and John Sutcliffe, the neurosurgeon who operated on him, if he'd have stayed in London, he would have walked out of that hospital, he would have checked in at Heathrow, and he would have got on a plane. Instead, Frank Warren and Don King had to pay for a special air ambulance to send him home. Cost them a couple of $100,000. And we've got to say this, allegedly, well, not, we know it's the case, allegedly, that's when the complications started. I'm gonna read you something now from memory, Barry, before I say goodbye to you. But I found a piece last week, okay, in Sports Illustrated. Now, it's an American magazine, and it's one of the best sports magazines. In fact, it's one of the best magazines out there. I mean, it wins awards, been going years and years. I found a piece in there, it was done by their chief sports writer, who was sent to London to visit McLennan at bedside. This was in April, and I think he moved in May, and I think the fight was in Feb, if I'm not mistaken. So he was sent over to do an interview with the neurosurgeon and various people involved with the fight, and he did a really balanced piece. And the neurosurgeon, John Sutcliffe, said that I see no reason why. Bear in mind, this is 3 months after surgery. This is during recovery. He's no longer in a coma. He's no longer even in, he's out. He's in a rehab-style unit. And what he said, John Sutcliffe, was, I see no reason why he doesn't make a full recovery.
Jesus.
I found that it's damning, rock solid documentation. It's not Steve Bunce theorising. It's solid. It's factual, and I found it. And anyone wants to know, I can certainly give their details out on that. Listen, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, Barry.
Thank you, Steve. It's a great show once again.
Yeah, thanks very much. That's Barry there. See you, mate.